Yo, 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 what's good, geeky face-offs? It's Geeky Slim here, and today I would love to talk about this super contentious topic that seems to rile people up, specifically the Itachi fans. For those who don't follow the GFO TikTok, I have recently posted my top 10 Naruto hot takes that progressively got hotter, and surprisingly, people had a real problem with my 70% take, that being Kisame beats Itachi in a fight. So let's really break this down, chat. If we're looking at this matchup from the normie perspective, then sure, Itachi should win, right? He has a Sharingan, Genjutsu, Tsukiyomi, Susanoo, Totsuka Blade, Yada Mirrors, Amaterasu, and a Mangekyo Sharingan. So Itachi should just win by out-hacking alone, right? Not to mention Itachi is a calculated tactical super genius. So if Itachi has all that going for him, then how the hell do I, Geeky Slim, in my delusional mind, somehow think Kisame wins? Did I watch the series with my eyes closed? It's time to use our brain, geeks. Let's discuss. So I want to go over this Kisame vs Itachi fight that takes place in Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm's Generations. A lot of Itachi tards, unironically, tries to use this as a feat for Itachi beating Kisame, and at this point, I'ma safely assume that common sense just gets thrown out the window with these diehard Itachi fans. The reason why I say that is because it should be blatantly obvious that neither are trying to go all out at all whatsoever. Kisame clearly only did this for fun, and Itachi's only doing this for Kisame's satisfaction. Practically a sparring match between the two rather than an actual fight. If Kisame was actually trying, you would have seen him attempt to go Fuse Samahara and or use Super Exploding Water Shockwave to engulf Itachi in a bubble. Kisame didn't even attempt to use Samahara to absorb Itachi's chakra, and to back up the fact that neither of them is trying, you see Itachi ask Kisame for one last favor, in which Kisame accepts and expresses to Itachi that it's sad for them to be parting ways. To be honest, it's questionable if this is even canon or not, as we never seen this happen in the anime, manga, or novel. But if we want to act like it's confirmed canon, then sure, I'll play along, as this would just help on my argument anyways, due to the fact that it took Itachi using his MS to go against a base form Kisame. Anyhow, enough of that. Let's actually get into the real feats. So I want to address Itachi's Amaterasu, as it could play a huge factor in this fight. Keywords, could. We do know Amaterasu is a never-ending burning fire that only stops burning once the target is distinguished, which is true, 100%. But I would like to point out something. Do y'all remember when Sasuke's Amaterasu got caught on the Raikage? What did the Raikage do to stop Amaterasu from taking over his body? Well, he cut off his arm. There's nothing stopping Kisame from doing the exact same thing. For those who don't know, Kisame is able to regenerate his body quickly due to Samahara. Y'all remember when Killer Bee did a V2 Lariat, caving in Kisame's whole stomach area so bad that it was practically gone? Due to Samahara, Kisame was able to regenerate, quickly at that. So I don't think Amaterasu would really be a huge factor at all. Due to Kisame's insane regeneration, there will be nothing stopping Kisame from simply cutting off that certain body part or limb, regenerating it immediately afterwards. Also, Kisame has been working alongside Itachi for quite a while now, so he will clearly know about Amaterasu and how it works, meaning he wouldn't be dumb enough to let Amaterasu just sit on his body, burning him. And if the right Kage is able to dodge Amaterasu, then I wouldn't see why Kisame, who's just as fast in this fuse state, wouldn't just do the same thing. Which we'll get into that in a bit. With that being said, Amaterasu's out of the question, not a factor for Itachi in this fight. Now let's talk about Itachi's specialty, that being Genjutsu. Itachi tards are about to be pissed at what I'm going to say, but Genjutsu wouldn't really be a huge factor at all here. Killer Bee has stated that in order to break out a Genjutsu, you need a partner who can disturb your chakra, in which case it is true. We see this when Sasuke and Itachi both put Killer Bee in Genjutsu, and Killer Bee broke out both times due to the Eight Tails being able to disrupt his chakra. We also see Jiraiya Sensei talk about countermeasures on how to go against Genjutsu, and even explains that you could break out a Genjutsu if someone is placing their chakra into yours to disrupt the flow. So why are you saying this, Geeky Slim? It's not like Kisame has a tail beast inside of him that can disrupt his chakra flow. Well, he doesn't have a tail beast inside of him, but he does have a live shark sword, that being Samahata, who can disrupt his chakra flow, which it shows numerous amounts of time every time it heals Kisame, giving Kisame more chakra. And this is in character for Samahata to do so, as he's shown to protect Kisame plenty of times. Now I know what y'all Itachi tards are about to say. Well, Slim, Samahata has shown to be caught in Genjutsu too, and Kisame's all-out fight against Itachi. And yeah, that is true, and the video game it shows this, but it just backs up the fact that the canon of that fight is questionable, as that Genjutsu scene would just be one huge contradiction, as Killer Bee and Jiraiya both stated that the only way to break out of Genjutsu is to have someone disrupt your chakra flow, and Killer Bee literally backs that up. Enough of the video game scenes, there's no way to prove that it's canon. So again, naturally, Samahata should be able to break Kisame out of Genjutsu. But if that isn't enough for y'all, Kisame has another way to avoid Itachi's Genjutsu completely. Kisame has been working alongside Itachi for a while, right? Both Itachi and Kisame are very observant people, so by now, Kisame knows how Itachi's Genjutsu works. Guy Sensei was smart enough to avoid direct eye contact against Itachi, and even tells Kakashi that is the way to counter fighting Sharingan users. As smart as Kisame is, I'm pretty sure he knows to do just that as well. Kisame will for sure avoid direct eye contact, and avoid looking at Itachi's finger. The way the finger Genjutsu works is to use against opponents that avoid the eyes, but as smart as Kisame is, he would know not to look at neither Itachi's eyes nor his finger. If Guy Sensei could figure it out, then Kisame, who's been working alongside Itachi for years, definitely can figure it out too. So yeah, Genjutsu's out the question here, as it won't take effect on Kisame. Now we're going to follow up with the speed, as the speed is arguably the most important reason as to why Kisame beats Itachi. Yep, you heard me correctly. Kisame is faster than Itachi. I know from a normie standpoint that just doesn't make sense, right? Kisame has a bigger build and is carrying a huge sword, while Itachi is leaner, and Itachi does have a Sharingan which literally enhances his perception, right? All that is true, yet Kisame has just shown the faster feats. He was able to go toe-to-toe against Killer Bee, reacting and tagging him up. Base and V1 Killer Bee is relative to base and V1 Raikage in terms of speed, as we've seen a few times. Although V2 Raikage is definitely faster than B. The Raikage has statements of being second to Minato, and as we've seen when they fought, Minato barely dodged V2 Raikage, which should just imply that Minato is just a tad bit faster than V2 Raikage. But regardless of that, the Raikage in his V2 state would still be relative in speed with Minato. I know a lot of Naruto fans probably don't realize how fast Kisame actually is, just due to the fact that he's a slept-on character for the most part, but actually think about this. Base form Kisame already shown to be able to react to Killer Bee, even reacted to his V2 Lariat. Now when Kisame goes into his fused Samahata state, he's even faster than Killer Bee, blitzing him. Now if you want to say, well, Killer Bee was only that slow due to Samahata and the water bubble rapidly absorbing Killer Bee's chakra, that's fine. But in Kisame's base form, he shows to be fast enough to react to V2 Killer Bee. So that alone should be obvious that a fused Samahata Kisame, which is an overall huge amp, plus is way faster in water, should definitely be faster than V2 Killer Bee. So fused Samahata Kisame should just be as fast as V2 Raikage. I could argue faster, but I'll play it safe and say he's just as fast. Meanwhile, base Kisame has already shown the reaction speed of a V2 Lariat Killer Bee. The reason why I'm saying all this is due to the fact that Itachi has not shown that level of speed. His fastest feats that he's shown while being alive is fighting against Heavy Sasuke. And even then, Itachi tards love to misconstruct the way that fight actually played out. Cause yes, he could have been killed Sasuke if he really wanted to, due to Tsukiyomi, but nothing implies that he is blatantly superior in terms of speed over Heavy Sasuke. Would I say he's faster than Heavy Sasuke? Most likely for sure, but not by far. And sure, Itachi wasn't trying to kill Sasuke, but he still had to go all out in order to get Sasuke to drain his chakra completely. That way he could kill Orochimaru, which is why we see Itachi die at the end due to chakra fatigue. A later, more powerful 5 Kage summoned Sasuke fights the Raikage and still isn't fast enough to be on the same speed as V2 Raikage. Although I do believe it would have been a draw or with Sasuke winning due to Amaterasu, but as we seen, Sasuke's body wasn't fast enough to move against the V2 Raikage layer yet. A live sick Itachi should be 5 Kage Sasuke level in terms of speed, since he's shown to be slightly faster than Heavy Sasuke. So if Kisame is showing to be blitzing Killer B, he'd definitely easily be on V2 Raikage level of speed. With that being said, Kisame is definitely faster than Itachi in their base forms, and is way faster than Itachi in Fused Samahata form. It would definitely blitz Itachi in that state. So now that we got over the fact that Itachi is clearly slower than Kisame, let's go on ahead and discuss the Susanoo real quick. Notice how I said real quick, as the Susanoo won't really play a huge factor here. Yes, I do understand how powerful Susanoo is, especially Itachi's Susanoo, due to the mere fact that he possesses the Totsuka blade, which can pretty much seal anyone if sliced through them, and the Yata mirrors, which is a spirit weapon without a physical form, with the power to change every one of his properties, allowing it to alter his attributes in accordance with the attributes of the attack, rendering the attack. So yes, Itachi does have a powerful Susanoo, but Kisame's easy counter to that would be the super exploding water shockwave, which is basically a huge water prison that is way bigger, way taller, and way wider than Itachi's Susanoo by far, easily being about the size of a large mountain, while Itachi's Susanoo really isn't that big at all compared. Itachi can put the Yata mirror shield in front of him all he wants, which will probably protect his front side maybe, but won't stop the fact that the water would also be going around and on top of him, completely engulfing him into the bubble. Orochimaru Snakes literally shows to do just that in his fight against Itachi, when the snake simply went around the shield. Kisame's water bubble prison is bigger by far, so it will quite literally do the same thing. Itachi's shield changing his attributes to water isn't going to save him from getting his chakra absorbed. Also, Itachi has very low chakra reserves due to being sick, right? So his chakra would get drained rapidly, causing him to go out of the Susanoo mode rather quickly. We've seen how Fazio was able to drain a whole 8-tails Jinchuriki, who definitely has way more chakra over a sick dying Itachi, by the way. So the Susanoo would just be utterly pointless, as Kisame's huge water prison would literally just be the perfect counter to it. Something I would like to point out. Just like Itachi, Kisame is also a highly intellectual ninja that's very observant and analytical throughout his battles. He was so observant that he damn near almost found out Itachi was a spy. I think Kisame's IQ gets overlooked at a lot due to the fact that Itachi is just a way cooler character with a cooler design and cooler abilities. So to the normie mind, that's literally all you need for an illiterate buffoon to get locked into a character. And due to that, Kisame just gets overshadowed being the non-cool character. But for those that are literate and actually paid attention to the series, even they can agree Kisame is not that far off of Itachi in terms of IQ. And for those who like to go by the Kisame statement that he said in part 1, when he admits that Itachi is stronger than him, that was in part 1. We know by the time part 2 hits, it has been about 2.5 years, meaning Itachi has gotten even sicker and drastically weaker since then, while Kisame has probably gotten stronger due to the fact that he's probably still training. Not only that, but theoretically speaking, Kisame could have just told Itachi that in hopes that Itachi would have his guard down when he's around him. But enough of the theories. Realistically though, this is how I see the fight playing out if both characters are bloodlusted. Itachi has very low chakra reserves due to him being sick and dying. Meanwhile, Kisame has so much chakra so powerful that he's compared to literal tailed beasts. Kisame can counter against Genjutsu due to Samahata and or just by not looking at Itachi's eyes, and since he's blatantly faster than Itachi, he can just blitz and or use the super exploding water shockwave, which is far too big of a radius for Itachi to avoid. Being in that bubble alone drains your chakra rapidly, so Itachi would just be utterly useless in that bubble and would ultimately lose to Kisame. Overall, Kisame is a perfect counter against Itachi, which is probably why Obito and Pain put Kisame with Itachi to begin with. Yeah, so there we have it. I know regardless of me showing all these feats of Kisame, it won't change the Itachi tards' minds. I love Itachi as a character. He's easily in my top 5, top 10. but the Itachi fanbase is so biased, so toxic, and unironically probably the most idiotic fanbase within the anime manga community. Which is saying a lot, cause we have Goku-tars out there, but Goku is at least a powerful character. Itachi is not really that powerful. He has hacks abilities, sure, but hacks isn't the sole be all in a fight depending on who you're going against. And I want y'all to remember, by the way, that this is Kisame versus a live sick Itachi. And for those that are asking, well, why are you doing sick Itachi? It's because people unironically think that a sick Itachi can somehow beat Kisame. This fight would be definitely different if this was an alive prime, not sick Itachi. And I most likely would give Itachi the W if that was the case. But Itachi tars are so biased, so idiotic, that they think a sick, weakened, dying Itachi somehow beats Kisame. I've seen people literally try to argue that this alive, sick, dying Itachi can beat higher tier shinobis such as Pain, Obito, Minato, Madara, and even Hashirama. Itachi tars just make the Naruto fans look bad in general with their biasness towards Itachi, blinding them, making them stupid. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below on what y'all think. Am I the one being disingenuous towards Itachi here? Or do y'all get the bigger picture now and can see Kisame winning? With that being said, remember folks, stay geeky.